Habibi, we've all seen those wonderful Islamic self-improvement YouTubers do those like aesthetic morning routines where they just look like they can easily wake up. I know for you and me, we try and we attempt to get these morning routines done and we do well for like a week. You know, things are going well, you're enjoying it, you're productive, but then life comes along and you gotta do that whole up and down thing where like you were waking up at 5, but then there's a 6 a.m. and then you get busy and it's a 6:30 a.m. and you woke up for Fajr, yes, barely. Like you summon everything you have. You wake up and you pray and it's groggy, zero khushu', and you attempt to be productive, but it's just not possible because you just can't wake up properly. You don't enjoy waking up. The goal of this video is to show you how to wake up early without being exhausted and be consistent with waking up early. Because this is something that in progression in dunya and progression in deen, you need. Because you need khushu' and fajr. You need to be able to have the energy to do the sunnah salah. And even inshallah in the future, do the energy to go to the masjid and fajr. So before that, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Sultan. I make videos for brothers who want to progress in their deen and their dunya. And if you like this type of content of Islamic self-improvement and improving yourself for the sake of Allah, subscribe inshallah, it would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to speak to like-minded brothers who want to speak about progression in deen and dunya, please join our Discord Sultanate. The first part about waking up is the sleeping schedule. And this is something I massively underestimate how deep it's gonna be. Even for me, today, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm exhausted, right? I'm exhausted. I slept at the right time, but I slept with zero quality. So I was tired at Fajr, I could barely focus. I focused just to stay awake and do it. And I did all my morning routine because I love doing it and I love waking up early. But I'm tired right now and it's affecting my work. You see how just that one decision of sleep can affect your entire day. So I'm telling you, I'm even gonna take it more seriously, especially now that I'm making a video. I'm not a hypocrite. The golden rule is that an hour and a half before you sleep, this is the night routine you're gonna follow. You're gonna do Isha, right? I recommend this starts at about 8 o'clock, right? You should either likely be sleeping at 9:30 to wake up at 5 a.m., but the wake up only depends on Fajr. If Fajr starts at 4 and ends at 5, you wake up at 4 and you do the same thing at 7, right? You push it back. Everything depends on what time Fajr is, right? You have to be there at the right time without rushing. Luckily, being earlier would be better. Depends on you. I recommend, at least for me, it starts at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, I pray Isha. Then I get into reading for the last hour. I mean, our moms were right. Do not use the phone. Don't use the phone. No blue light setting, no nothing. It's not going to let you sleep. Wallahi, it's the biggest killer. And you know those times where you've been on social media and it's 3 in the morning and you don't know why you're not asleep? Because he literally wants you to be susceptible to haram. I'm serious, dude. Put the phone in the vault if you need to. But the last hour and a half of your day, make a non-negotiable rule to go and read and make Isha. Right? Don't use your phone. Of course, there's weekends and there's moments. But on a normal day, do not use your phone past the hour and a half before you sleep, mark, because it's not going to be good for you. But your hormones are not going to work right, because what's going to happen is when you see too much blue light, your adenosine, it's a hormone that activates your sleep, your adenosine is going to remain low, right? And we want it to remain high because the higher it goes throughout the day, the more tired we feel. And when we wake up and while we go to sleep, it goes down. If we have a bad sleep, it doesn't go down that much, so we're still very tired. But if we watch blue light, it's not going to register that we're about to go to sleep because it sees light. Literally, it reacts to light. So the more light it sees, it thinks it's still daytime. So it pushes its cap. But you're still going to feel tired. You're still going to feel tired, but you're not going to be able to go to sleep because your adenosine needs time to raise. So we need to raise that adenosine by removing the phone and putting in low light. I recommend even red lights, which I'll speak about just now. If you can, if you have RGB or if you have anything red light will be even better, but just a lamp, anything will work. Turn off the lights, put on the lamps. The lower the light is, the more adenosine can pump. And the activity that we can do is going to be progressing our deen. So reading, maybe you read the Quran if you want, read deen, read dunya, whatever you want. Read for an hour, Isha, that's the night routine. Take it very seriously. And I'm going to take it 10 times more seriously now. Because it's true, I feel exhausted. And my whole day is going to be ruined because of that one decision to just use my phone before I went to sleep. Next part is your morning routine. So I've made a video on morning routines before. I put in the iCard somewhere. And the morning routine is a very important thing. I've done a whole 15-minute video on how to do a proper morning routine. But this is about waking up early, so I'm just going to touch on it. So what you're going to do is you're going to run a 20-20-20 morning routine. So this is my adaptation of the 5 a.m. club. What you're going to do first is the first 20 minutes of your morning, you're going to pray Fajr. Right, go make wudu, Fajr Sunnah, Fajr. Of course, because Fajr Sunnah, the Prophet peace be upon him said that it's more valuable than the world and all it contains. And if we wake up with energy because we slept early, we're energetic in the morning. Next, read Quran. You know, I love to take the morning, and I truly believe the last thing that we should do is to praise Allah, and we should focus on Allah, and the beginning of our morning should be spent worshipping Allah and thanking Allah for giving us another day. So reading the Quran is the next thing I do in my mornings. And the next thing I do is journal. I think it's a really good habit that we all have to pick up, to just be aware of ourselves, fix ourselves, do that morning meetings I talk about. Wonderful time to do it then. And then after that, do some face care, basic hygiene, or brush your teeth, whatever. And then either go train or read. So I choose to read. I train later in the day, but read for an hour or train in an hour. That is what your daily morning routine is going to look like. It's more expanded in the other video. Go watch that. Now, number 3 as a pillar to waking up early and enjoying waking up early and it being consistent is a few tips and consistency principles. Number 1, again, no blue light 1.5 hours before sleep. Like I said with the adenosine, it's not going to be good for you. You're just destroying your whole body, because we're not made to have telephones in our faces. Normally what's supposed to happen, especially in the times of the Prophet, peace be upon him, is that, the light would go down. So then your brain would say it's time to go to sleep. So now I'm going to go to sleep. But now we can put lights on our thing. So never put ceiling lights on. Never use blue light. Lamps, red lights preferred. That's what you see all these millionaires, entrepreneurs and stuff, they do, because they want higher sleep quality. The faster you can go to sleep, the more time in bed you're going to have. Because what most people don't understand, Harry, is that the time you spend in bed is not the time you sleep. Your body still needs some time either to deal with other systems in the body, which we'll speak about, or to go to sleep slowly. It goes through different phases. So you need to give yourself as much time as possible, and this is done by going to sleep before you go to sleep. Coffee. Look, I love coffee. I have coffee right here. Right? I have a big mug collection. I love my coffee. But no coffee after 3 o'clock. Andrew Huberman and Matthew Walker said this, these doctors. They said that after this, you won't be able to have that type of half-life of coffee. Will turn off at about 9 o'clock if you stop at 3 o'clock. Don't go exceeding this, because you're going to actually find that your adenosine is going to get blocked, because that's what caffeine does. It kind of just blocks those sensors. So it kind of just blocks the time. So I drink coffee now so that my adenosine forgets that time is passing. It's like you're pressing pause. So the more you press pause, the harder it is for it to go high so you can go to sleep. And again, we want it to go as high as possible, as quickly as possible. So when you go to bed, you knock out, right? No twisting and turning, no nothing. Next thing is no food past 7 o'clock, because what happens is, when you have food, your body's going to choose focus of digestion over sleep, because it can survive with no sleep, but your body can't just stop when you're digesting. So at 7 o'clock, you have enough time to digest your food before you go to bed. I even recommend 6 o'clock, but I'm bulking, so I have to eat later in the day. I might actually do more liquid diet towards the end of the day instead of actual physical food, because it's easier for my body to digest. No food past that time, because I'm telling you, I ate food yesterday after 7. Also why I'm exhausted. Zero quality of sleep. Quality is dependent on how long we stay there and how clean the sleep is. So we can sleep for 15 hours with food in our stomach and blue light, and you will have worse sleep quality and feel more tired than a person who spent 7.5 hours in bed, but they were reading the last hour of the day. They had already prayed their salah. They're not stressed. They're calm. They're secluded. They never ate. They had no coffee. All their qualities checks out. That's where they're going to be better, and that's what we want. Last thing is that in terms of consistency, if your schedule ever breaks on a weekend or whatever, you do wake up for Fajr, you do pray that, of course, you have to, but you can go to sleep and recoup if you're totally exhausted, right? I'm not saying weekdays. You should try your best to be like me, pushing through the discipline no matter what. But on weekends, I know that sometimes you can be out with your cousins and you can have fun playing games, whatever, like I did this weekend, and you just won't be able to. So you wake up for Fajr, you have to, it's for the sake of Allah. And then just emulate. Just do it as if nothing happened. Wake up, read your Quran, do your journaling, do your face care, do a train or read. All you have to do is give yourself and your brain first party evidence that you continue with doing this. Don't think this is an excuse every day. This is a scenario where, yes, you really cannot actually handle it. Maybe you had a paper you had to write. I don't know what it is. But just keep giving yourself this first party evidence, because that's going to make this habit easily stick. So anyway, that's all the stuff I have learned over 3 or 4 years on how to sleep correctly. Do I apply it every day? No, because it's very difficult. Again, shaitan's weapons. But if we try our best to apply at least the first principle, we're going to go so much further than anything ever. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that you can now cultivate a habit of waking up and being excited to wake up and be energetic, because that's what I want. I want us to live that kind of aesthetic, lifestyle. I don't want to be exhausted when I do my mornings either. Anyway, I hope if you enjoyed the video, subscribe inshallah if you enjoyed, and alhamdulillah, really support the channel by just going to the Discord again. I keep forgetting to put the link. I actually have to start doing that. Anyway, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.